Today on the show, Barbie has been such a success, Mattel is ready to make movies about Polly Pocket, Hot Wheels, and Uno. Get ready for a movie where the Magic 8 Ball is sick of being shook and tells you to ask again never. Can you smell the piles of money?
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Nerds today have no idea how good they have it.
Let the nerds take over!
Rise and shine, nerds. Grab your coffee, wipe the sleep from your eyes, and turn up the volume as we help kick off your day with Love Thy Nerd's official morning show here on YouTube and LTN Radio. I'm Radio Matt. I'm the Director of Content and Resources for Love Thy Nerd. Hi, we're doing a show. Good morning.
I thought you were continuing. I had zoned out while you were saying yours, like getting ready on how I was going to do the inflections in mine. Uh-huh. And I was like, oh, it's here.
It's arrived.
And who am I? All signs point to Daedra.
Thank you for making us your daily stop for the latest in nerdy news, now Monday through Friday. Let's get to our top story. After Barbie, Mattel's cinematic universe is ready with 14 more movies.
Holy cow. All the little Barbie films?
This comes
like
from...
that.
No.
Oh.
This comes from Nerdist.com. No, we're not talking Barbie.
Okay.
We're talking... Mattel.
Gotcha. Like, okay.
Yeah. Move over, old MCU. The new MCU, Mattel Cinematic Universe, has arrived. And it's ready to launch 14 announced movies and reportedly 45 more waiting in the wings. How many phases is that? Bolstered by the success of the Barbie movie, Mattel is ready to turn all its toys into tales for the young and old. And while nostalgia is on their side to a degree, it feels like the beauty of Barbie did not come simply from Barbie being a beloved and ubiquitous doll. Instead, the movie's success stemmed from the truth mixed in with the other integral counterparts, components, parts of the heart, humanity, and true purpose of story. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to have a big hill to climb for a lot of these properties to make a movie that hits that same way.
Right.
Because it can't just be, hey, this movie's about this toy. Enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's got to have something to say.
Right.
Like the Barbie movie did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So here, we're just going to go through what's coming. Okay. 14 announced projects. Okay. Here we go. Barney.
Ugh.
Of all the movies on this list, Barney feels like it might have the most legs to stand on because it's a character with a story. It's already done things. So this movie won't necessarily feature a dark Barney, but it will share some of Barbie's more adult visions of a childhood classic. So I don't know how they're going to do this, if it's going to be like about the guy who plays Barney, or if we're going to see weird, fake Barney behind the scenes kind of nonsense. Who knows? But it says the movie's gonna be surrealistic, that it's play for adults. It's not R-rated, but it'll focus on some of the trials and tribulations of being a 30-something growing up with Barney, just the level of disenchantment with the generation. Maybe it's a dude in his 40s who's like seeing Barney everywhere and nobody else can see. I don't know what
that worked with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Senecal says, aren't there laws about not making media just to sell toys? Yeah, exactly. But this is not that. This is selling toys to make movies out of. It's the opposite. It's going the other direction. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So this is like actively in production. We heard about this a while ago. So this is soon. We're going to have this.
Okay.
Polly Pocket. Do you remember Polly Pocket dolls?
They're illegal
Not dolls,
now.
but like, are they illegal?
You can't find the tiny ones anymore.
The teeny tiny ones?
Yeah.
Are they a little bigger now?
Yeah.
Because people were swallowing them and choking on them?
Yeah, because
Sticking them up their nose?
little girls were choking on them.
Anyway, this seems like this could be a similar vein, anyway, to the Barbie movie, right? Because it's still about your little doll character in their own magical worlds. They're tiny worlds, but
I
they're still
loved
there.
Polly Pockets.
You had a few of them when we started
Yeah,
dating. I remember I saw them in your
My
room.
mom kept them all
Yeah.
to play with her grandkids.
And they
She was
had
like, I'm keeping all the Polly Pockets. You can't take them.
They had a dude version, too. I don't
Of
remember.
Polly Pockets?
Yeah. They weren't Polly Pockets. They were, I don't know, Mini Max or something like that. I don't know what they were. But like they were that same thing, same idea. You opened up a little, I don't know, it was like a box of some sort, dragon head, who knows? And then inside it would be like this little manly world or skate park or something like that. I remember those.
Yeah.
Weren't as popular as Polly Pockets, but
Yeah.
Hot Wheels. J.J. Abrams is going to be bringing a Hot Wheels movie to life. I don't know if this is going to be toy focused or if it's just going to be a generic racing movie.
Are the cars going to talk?
Right. I feel like they should, but also they can't because it'll be a ripoff of Cars at that point or the Chevron commercials. So I have no idea what to expect from that, but I feel like if it's just a generic racing movie, it won't be good. Maybe it's a generic racing movie set in a toy universe with the cars don't talk, but there are like little drivers. Little toy drivers? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that.
I think they already have like a Hot Wheels cartoon like that. I think the boys were watching it one time and I was like,
oh, that's right. There
what
is
in
like
the
a
world
Hot
is
Wheels.
this? It was
But
like
it was
almost
bad.
claymation.
But yeah, it was bad. I don't remember. I don't remember enjoying that.
It was terrible.
Like, yeah, they definitely didn't watch it very long. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. This Vin Diesel's going to star in this movie. Didn't they already make this movie? With it wasn't Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but it was essentially Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Wolverine, with Hugh Jackman, called Real Steel, where they all had their own like boxing robots and they fought. I'm positive this movie exists, and I think Real Steel's the name. Let me see, Real Steel, 2011 film, Hugh Jackman. Yeah, like they already did it. Let's see, boxing robots right there.
That does look like Rock'em Sock'em
I'll
Robot.
try and put the picture up in the edited version of the show later. But yeah, I've never seen it, but I feel like it's got to be exactly what a Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie would be, right? It's going to be strange. How are they going to make it different? American Girl dolls.
Wow. They already have books.
They already have books. Just transcribe it. It's going to be a family comedy that will help girls grow with confidence and develop character. That's what it says right here. So,
Okay.
interesting. All right, now we get to a weird one. The Magic 8 Ball.
Okay. Just going to make a whole movie about the Magic 8 Ball.
Didn't they make a Ouija board movie? And that was like a horror movie kind of esque thing. Maybe not full R-rated, but like it was a creepy movie.
It would have to be.
I feel like that's what they would do here. More magic infused, but like a magical.
A magical 8
I've got
ball
an 8 ball, and it's actually telling the future.
really works.
Yeah, something like that. That could be cool. That could be a fun premise. Like you have a magic 8 ball that is actually telling you the truth about what's about to happen. That seems fun. Senecal says, despite their plans, many of these will never get made. That's quite possible. But Masters of the Universe live action He-Man adaptation, which has been in the works for like a long time. And in fact, I think they already started like working on one for Netflix, but it got canceled. So I think this is still happening with the same group of people and the same cast they originally had. And they're just searching for a new home for it. So it might not be a theater movie. Because like I said, it was supposed to go to Netflix originally. So they might try and push this to Hulu or something. Get it there. Major Matt Mason. Have you ever heard of this toy?
No.
It's a Mattel doll that's a little different than the others mentioned. He was an astronaut action figure from the 1960s. He lives and works on the moon. So we guess we can see where that would be going. A movie on the moon.
His name's Major Matt.
Major Matt Mason.
And you didn't have one?
I did not have one.
You're Matt.
Well, I wasn't born until the mid-'80s, so it didn't exist
Forget
anymore.
when you were born.
I was going to say the 80s, but I want to clarify. Mid-80s. Uno.
A game about Uno.
I
gotta
have
say,
no idea.
They have been making a lot of different Unos, and they're fun. We just played Uno Dare this last weekend.
Good. Uno Flip was
with
all right.
kids. So fun.
Uno
All Wilds. I like
Wilds,
that.
I hated that.
I like the Uno All Wilds.
Not fun.
The dose. I still haven't figured out yet.
It's weird. Yeah. Uno Attack. That was always fun.
Oh, that one
Remember
was fun.
Uno Attack?
Yeah.
Where you would suddenly get 10 cards out of nowhere. Like, what the heck? Those were all fun. But I don't know.
How do you do a game?
What do you do? What do you do in a
How do you do
movie?
it in a movie? Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you, I mean, the realistic thing would be like some sort of Uno tournament and you're following this kid who's really good at Uno. But I'm like, it's also a lot of luck. So could you really do a believable tournament about a kid who has skill in the Uno game? I don't know.
Isn't poker also about luck of the draw?
Okay, fine. That's a solid point. That's a solid point. I don't know, though. That seems weird. All right, here's one I'm mixed. I'm excited about it, but I have mixed feelings. Wishbone.
Like
The dog.
that's
the little Jack-
That's from Mattel.
The little Jack Russell. Mattel owns the rights, I guess.
Okay.
Just like Barney. Wishbone was a PBS show in the 90s where he essentially like retold books, right?
Right, yeah.
With him, with the dog as a main character. Like it's got a picture of him as Robin Hood with the little dog pulling the arrow back, little dog paw. I remember loving this show.
I loved Wishbone. Yeah. What's the
So much.
story, Wishbone?
Right. And so that makes me kind of not want them to make a movie about
Right?
it.
Don't you ruin my Wishbone.
Yeah, want it ruined. And also, how would they do it? Is it them just telling a longer book? Or is it going to be like jumping from story to story kind
Some
of adventure?
yeah.
I don't know. If they're going to do it, they better do it well. Or you're going to have a lot of 90s kids who are very, very upset. They got Matchbox here. Matchbox will be another car-centric piece from Mattel. An action movie depicting toys from 1953. Thomas and Friends. So the train, Thomas the Train. They're going to do a fantasy movie somehow about Thomas and Friends. The Viewmaster. The click, 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 little circle
Oh my goodness.
thing with the different images. Mm-hmm. That somehow will be an adventure movie. And then Christmas Balloon. This is actually a biopic based on a true story. It'll tell the tale of when Mattel donated toys to help make a young girl's dream come true after she tied her Christmas list to a balloon that was found by a grieving couple who worked with the toy company to fulfill the girl's wishes. Mattel looks to produce a family drama drawing from that story.
Wow.
Interesting. Nice little Christmas movie. So that's it. That's all the goodness. All of the currently announced Mattel movie projects coming up.
We'll see how many come to pass.
So that took a little while. Let's jump into our other news real quick. Apple is set to embrace an iPhone charger change that it didn't want. All right. This is actually exciting to me
Oh no.
because it feels like something Apple deserves to have happen to them. If Apple had its way, this comes from Bloomberg, by the way. If Apple had its way, the iPhone would continue to use the current Lightning connector for at least the next few years until the point when the company is ready to begin phasing out ports on its smartphones altogether. But the European Union is forcing its hand, requiring mobile device makers to use the USB-C standard by the end of next year.
Wow.
So Apple is now in the awkward position of embracing the very technology it didn't want. When the company introduces the iPhone 15 on September 12, USB-C connectors will appear on its 4 new phone models, as well as the AirPods Pro, and Apple will describe it as a major win for customers. They're going to hype it up as like a feature, something that we know you've wanted for a long time, and now we're benevolently giving it to you. Customers will be able to use a single charging cable for iPhones, for Macs, for iPads. It will bring breakthrough data transfer speed increases for the new high-end iPhone models. Phones will charge faster in some instances. And finally, the phone will be compatible with chargers used by billions of non-Apple devices. That's how they're going to spin it, as this is, of course, what we wanted to do from the beginning. Apple will be so upbeat about a change that it didn't ask for, because the company has an ironclad rule. When it's introducing a new product or dealing with the media, it always wants to operate from a position of strength. So Apple's keynote presentation won't mention the European Union or make reference to any of the many times over the past few years that it criticized the government's decision to require USB-C. Back when it was still resisting the switch, Apple laid out a few arguments, including that the change would harm the environment, given that billions of obsolete cables may wind up in a landfill. Another rationale floated by Apple marketing chief Greg Joswiak last year is the potential harmful precedent of governments influencing product design. No, I get it. I get the idea of product design
Making laws.
making laws about that.
Yeah.
I can see why that would be a problem. The landfill argument, though, is dumb, because you're the one making all the extra things that didn't need to exist in the first place, just so you could have your little closed ecosystem and make people buy your $100 chargers. With no other options. No, thank you. No, thank you. So I'm excited that in the near future, when you ask for a phone charger, everybody's going to give you the same thing.
Yeah.
Not going to have to deal with lightning ports
Yeah.
and vice versa. And lastly, on the news today, NYPD deployed drones to monitor backyard parties over Labor Day weekend. So previously, we talked about NYC's new drones, New York City's police department's new drones. And they said, we promise these things are just for like emergency announcements. We're going to fly them through the city and announce, hey, hurricane's coming, get indoors, that kind of thing. Or if there's an area of the city that's blocked off, we're going to fly our little drone there and say, please stay out of this area. There's an ongoing active shooter or whatever, something like that. Cool. They immediately started invading people's privacy. Just a couple weeks later.
Wow.
On Labor Day. If a caller states, they said this before Labor Day even happened. It says, if a caller states that there's a large crowd, a large party in a backyard, we're going to be utilizing our assets to go up and check on the party.
Wow.
So they don't want a whole lot of people together because of COVID and all that still. And they're going to send their monitor drones to your house
To spy.
to spy on you in your backyard, your private backyard, your private back area, your private party.
Wow.
They're going to send surveillance drones that have the capability of transmitting a voice, a stern warning, get inside or disperse this party thing. Does that not sound like a sci-fi dystopian nightmare?
Right?
That sounds I'm positive that kind of thing is in 100 science fiction movies where the government's gotten out of control or robots have taken over the place, kind of thing. Having camera affixed drones just hover over things you're trying to do. Living your life, man. You're having a good time. You're celebrating Labor Day, and they're going to come in and bust up the party with their terrifying drones that we promise don't have guns on them.
Right.
That's terrifying to me. I hate it. Please no. And that wraps up today's news. But we're going to take a quick break.
But when we come back, Matt and I go head to head in a game.
And we'll share today in nerd history. Stick around.
Mirai, and you're listening to Faith and Fandom 180. on LTN Radio. So, Pokemon Go a few weeks ago released Pokemon Sleep. And with that, they released a new Pokemon Go Plus, which is an accessory that allows you to catch Pokemon without having your app open. So if there's a Pokemon nearby, a green light pops up, and you can choose if you're going to throw a regular ball, an ultra ball, or, a great ball. And it's great for catching. It's great for if you're going by a Pokestop, it will automatically spin your Pokestop for you and get your rewards. It's pretty great. I love it. One of the things that, I've noticed is that if your Pokemon is full and you don't have any more room to catch more Pokemon, or if your item bag is full and you don't have more room for inventory, the opportunity to hit the button still pops up. But when you hit the button, it will then just throw a red light at you and say, nah. And if you check your notifications, it'll say, hey, you don't have room for this. Clear out some Pokemon, clear out some inventory, do something else so that you can have room for what you're doing. And I really think I need that in my life for like my calendar and for my life choices and for the commitments I make, because I think I sign on for a lot of things that I don't actually have time and space for. And it reminds me of this verse in Luke 14, verses 28 through 30. Says, for which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. I think for some of us, we could use some awareness in our lives for what we say yes to, the commitments we take on, the roles that we allow ourselves to have. Because I think we say yes and we sign up for things and we allow ourselves to take on these obligations that we don't have the mental, physical, spiritual, financial, or like societal ability to complete. And I think God lets us know that it's our responsibility to actually make sure we have the ability before we do something. If you'd like to learn more about Faith and Fandom, head on over to faithandfandom.org, where you can learn about our Comic-Con ministry, podcast, memes, apparel, and book series. You can even read new chapters before they make it to the next book. I'm Hector Mirai, and thank you for spending the last 180 seconds with me.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Nerds, LTN's official morning show here on YouTube and LTN Radio. Every now and then we put our nerdy knowledge to the test, and today Deidre and I will go head to head in a game of fast food trivia. Trivia game is multiple choice, but we have to keep guessing if we get it wrong, meaning that we can potentially earn 3 X's on each question. And like golf, we're going for the lowest score possible. Each of us are going to answer 5 questions. I'm going to let you decide who's going first.
We're not going to do back and forth?
We didn't. You would do 5 and 5.
Okay.
So
I did back and forth with...
You did back and forth with...
I gotcha.
Yeah, with Grafin.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do, first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think you'll be pressured.
I'll be pressured. That's what you did last time. No, I went first last time. I don't remember. Here we go. What fast food restaurant is credited with introducing the first modern day drive-through window? McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, or Sonic?
Drive-through window. Mm-hmm. See, Sonic, has a drive up.
Well, they also have a drive-through.
Yeah, I know. But I don't
yeah, whatever.
I don't think they would be credited with like the first. I'm gonna say McDonald's.
No, I thought it would be McDonald's too.
Wendy's?
Right. Wendy's?
Hey.
Wendy's is credited with creating the first modern day drive-through window, an innovation which they introduced at a grand opening of their second store in November of 1970.
Wow.
Thank
you, Wendy's.
1 X for you. Which of the following fast food restaurants was founded first? In-N-Out Burger, Burger King, Whataburger, or McDonald's?
Dang. McDonald's?
I thought it was McDonald's too. Wow. What is it? In-N-Out, Burger King, or Whataburger?
In-N-Out? I don't feel it. Wow.
Wow. In-N-Out Burger was founded in 1948 by Harry and Esther Snyder in Baldwin Park, California. As the fast food craze took root, it was soon followed by Whataburger in 1950, Burger King in 1954, and McDonald's in 1955. McDonald's was last?
Wow.
Never would have guessed that. What did McDonald's restaurants first introduce in 1968? Was it the Egg McMuffin, the Happy Meal, the Big Mac, or Ronald McDonald?
I'm going to say Ronald McDonald. Dang it.
Nope.
Happy Meal?
Oh, no.
Big Mac?
McDonald's restaurants first introduced the Big Mac system-wide. In 1968, the Big Mac has been introduced slightly earlier in a few stores in Pittsburgh. It was followed by the Egg McMuffin in 1973, the Happy Meal in 1979. Ronald McDonald had been introduced in 1963, several years prior to the Big Mac.
That's mean. Because I was just thinking who got introduced first.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Mean.
Number 4, where was the first Pizza Hut built?
Oh my gosh.
Los Angeles, California, Albany, New York, Grand Prairie, Texas, or Wichita, Kansas?
We'll say New York. I don't like this game.
You don't like the noise it makes.
Kansas?
It hurts, doesn't it? Wow.
Hey.
The very first Pizza Hut restaurant was built in Wichita, Kansas. The franchise was founded by 2 college students, Dan and Frank Carney, who borrowed $600 from their mother in 1958, then rented a small building and purchased some secondhand equipment. Pizza Hut has since grown into one of the most successful fast food businesses in the world. All right, last one, Deidre, for you. What fast food restaurant introduced a popular advertising campaign in 1997 that featured a talking chihuahua? Was it Pizza Hut, Del Taco, Taco Bell, or Domino's Pizza?
It's Taco Bell.
1997, Taco Bell introduced an advertising campaign that featured a talking chihuahua. The 8-pound, 11-inch tall chihuahua quickly became the hottest animal pitcher since Spuds MacKenzie. In fact, the campaign was so popular that it eventually branched out to include licensing toys, t-shirts, and other promotional products.
What would he say? Yo
quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I want Taco Bell. Senecal says, Deidre jumps every time you hit the buzzer like she's being electrocuted. All right, Deidre, you got 4 X's.
Only 4?
Only 4. You hit the.
For reals?
I think. I'll double check if you want me to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. You're right. Thank you. You got 5 X's.
I think it was just 4.
Way to go. Shot yourself in the foot. All right. Do you have a mouse over there?
Yes.
Good. You're in charge now.
Does it work?
Click a button.
Whee!
There you go.
Okay. What fast food restaurant boasts that you can have it your way?
Hey, I get an easy one too.
El Pollo Loco, Burger King, Subway, Papa John's.
Burger King.
No, just kidding. 1974, in an attempt to change the prevailing cookie cutter image of assembly line fast food restaurants, Burger King introduced the slogan, "Have it your way," positioning itself as the hamburger franchise that offers customers the ability to customize their burgers.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
Very good. Wow, I didn't know that song.
I remember. Yeah.
What fast food restaurant aired ads featuring Jared Fogle? Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't have this question. A man who lost 245 pounds eating only their products. Wendy's, Subway, McDonald's, El Pollo Loco.
And never caused a problem, ever. This would be Subway.
Oh,
I don't pre-screen these questions. It's a pre-built thing. I didn't know it was going to be on there. We don't even talk about it. Who cares?
Okay.
He doesn't deserve it. Number 8.
What fast food restaurant was originally founded in the small town of Guasave on Mexico's Pacific coast? Taco Bell, El Pollo Loco, Del Taco, Taco Cabana.
It's not Taco Bell. Taco Bell's pretty much been exclusively American. They don't even like Taco Bell in Mexico. Every time they try and open a Taco Bell in Mexico, they close it.
They shut it down.
So I'm going to say, Taco Cabana.
Taco Cabana.
I meant to say El Pollo Loco. There we go.
I figured it was El Pollo Loco.
El Pollo Loco.
1975, Juan Francisco Pancho
Ochoa.
opened his first chicken stand in the small town of Guasa.
I'm not even thinking that that's chicken. I keep forgetting. El Pollo, of course, is chicken. It's the crazy chicken. I'm just thinking all tacos in my head. Yeah.
It's Spanish for the crazy chicken.
The crazy chicken. Stand was a big hit, and the news quickly spread about it. Wow, 85. They opened 85 in northern Mexico by 1979. That's pretty crazy. All right. Number 9.
Oh, you are getting all
I'm getting a lot of easy questions.
Easy question.
Wow.
I call foul.
You're the one that picked who was going first.
How many herbs and spices make up the secret blend used on Colonel Harland Sanders' most famous creation, his original KFC recipe?
It's 11. We don't need to read them all. 11 herbs and spices.
A turd.
Everyone knows that story. We don't got to read that either.
What fast food restaurant was literally founded in a broom closet? McDonald's, Dairy Queen, Subway, Papa John's.
Based on experience, Dairy Queen doesn't know what a broom closet is. They're always dirty.
Jeez.
Subway stores are always in tiny spaces. Papa John's look like pizzas that they just dump what's from the broom
Ew.
container thing. What is it? The broom
I miss our Papa John's.
collector. No, I mean they look a mess is all. They taste great, but they look a mess. I'm gonna say Subway. I'm gonna say Subway.
Wrong.
I meant to say Papa John's. I'm gonna say Papa John's. Hey,
Papa John's. Founded in 1984 when Papa John Schnatter knocked out a broom closet in the back of his father's tavern and sold his prized 1972 Z28 Camaro to purchase $1,600 worth of used pizza equipment.
Why are you reading it so slowly and disjointed?
I'm confused.
It does sound like he sold his Camaro out of the closet. That's what it sounds like.
Knocked out a broom closet in the back of his father's tavern.
He sold his Camaros to purchase $1,600 worth of used pizza equipment to put in that spot. He began selling the pizzas to tavern's customers out of the converted closet. They proved so popular that only a year later he was able to move into an adjoining space. He didn't stop there. By 2005, he'd opened 3,000 Papa John's restaurants. Wow. So I only had, this was a reverse of last week. You got 5. Bless you.
There it goes.
And I got 2 X's.
2?
Yeah. Right? 1, 2. Just 2. I got 3 really easy
Got all the
questions.
stupid easy questions. That's why.
Oh, man. I'm pretty sure you had one about which TV show featured a sheriff going to the fishing hole at the beginning. You're like, you can't get that question wrong. It's only the Andy Griffith Show. All right, I win, you lose. And now it's time for Today in Nerd History.
Today in Nerd History.
Today's date is September 13th.
On September 13th, 1986, Pee-wee's Playhouse premiered. This was a show where a childlike man named Pee-wee Herman has fun adventures with his puppet and human friends in his colorful and magical playhouse.
On September 13th, 1993, Late Night with Conan O'Brien premiered. This show featured the witty and absurd humor of comedian Conan O'Brien, who hosted celebrity interviews, musical performances, and original comedy sketches with the help of his sidekick, Andy Richter, and his house band, the Max Weinberg 7.
On September 13th, 1995, The Drew Carey Show premiered. This show follows the humorous and relatable life of Drew Carey, a department store employee who deals with his quirky friends, his rocky love life, and his eccentric boss in Cleveland, Ohio.
On September 13th, 1996, Everybody Loves Raymond premiered. This popular sitcom ran for 9 seasons on CBS, starring Ray Romano as a sports writer who lives with his wife and 3 kids, and has to deal with his meddling parents and brother who live across the street.
On September 13th, 1998, Animaniacs premiered. This animated show features a variety of segments, songs, and jokes starring the Warner siblings, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, who are zany cartoon characters that escape from the Warner Brothers studio lot tower and cause chaos wherever they go.
On September 13th, 2005, Supernatural premiered. This show follows the thrilling and terrifying adventures of 2 brothers, Sam and Dean Winchester, who hunt down and fight against various monsters, demons, and other supernatural forces that threaten the world.
Find out more nerdy facts about today's entries at lovethynerd.com/nerdhistory. We hope you have a fantastic day, and we thank you for making Rise and Shine Nerds a part of it. Catch us every weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, or 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. on LTN Radio.
You can also subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast app or through the Love Thy Nerd YouTube channel, so you can catch up on any episodes you missed.
And tell us what you think of the show via our socials at Rise and Shine LTN on Facebook and Twitter. Once again, I'm Radio Matt.
I'm Deidre.
And as always, a reminder,
Jesus loves you, nerds.